The OK, Phi, and Clover all took off immediately, heading into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dio went into room 3, K went into room 4, and Phi and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6 respectively. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
Alright, Luna, let's go. With that settled, we head into AB room number 1. Well, this one should actually be an easy one, now that I remember. I mean, Quark and Alice are in the infirmary, Tenmyouji's not with us. So we don't really have any opponents in this.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary, so...
You're saying we should pick Ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway.
Yes.
I know. It's not really fair to betray somebody who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but like a rain of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, well, we are not gonna have any problems.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
It's the other teams that I'm worried about.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Oh god, oh god,
Results
oh god.
from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
This is totally not gonna end well. I mean, I don't remember the points that Sigma, Luna, and Alice have right now, but I don't know if we were to betray Alice, then she probably would still have points, right? I mean, either way, it kind of makes me question whether we ally or betray. Is this actually gonna change the way the others are gonna vote, or is it gonna stay the same? I mean, we go through different timelines, and even if we do nothing that would change their way of thinking, they might still vote something completely different.
Please direct
whether we do nothing about it.
To the results screen.
Let's see. Betray, betray. That's good. What? Betray?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
No. No, this could only mean one thing. Alice's...
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Alice? What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No, this is totally not an error from the AB game. If Alice wasn't in the room, they should have defaulted to ally, but since it showed betrayed, that would mean only one thing. No, that's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It was a question I would never know the answer to. And there was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. Alice, why? First would be the anesthetic soap-a-room. I blinked, and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, and then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma! Sigma!
No. Why?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet, there she stood. An apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Alice. And the world was gradually going black. My mouth refused to form words. But my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment, after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind and my questions were gone forever. Oh my god, that was quite the show there. I did not expect that. Holy crap. So, what are you gonna do now, Noby? Noby? What else can I do? I'm gonna go there and betray her. You are? You are actually gonna betray her? I don't really have much of a choice now, do I? I have to find out why she betrayed us. You feel obligated? You need to know why? You don't feel angry at all that she betrayed you? No. I mean, there has to be a reason for this. And I need to know why. I need to find out what would happen if we choose betray. If she will choose betray as well. I need to know what will happen. We need to stay alive so that we can hear Alice's answer for why she betrayed us. But what if she is actually going to choose Ally this time around? Alright, let's see. What's it gonna be?
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to it's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting?
It is complicated, Luna. It will be really, really hard to explain this.
I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I picked betray instead. It almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Right, well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
You'll see for yourself, Luna. The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. Sorry, Luna. I turned away and almost ran toward the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Same result for the other team. Alright. Just as I expected. Alice?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
I know that you're there. Show yourself.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betrayed? That's not possible. Alice! She was standing inside the second room to the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reading. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. Now, this makes me think of something here. Maybe... Nah. Could it still be the Radical 6, though? It wouldn't really make sense. If it was Radical 6, then she would have killed herself. Why would she try to kill Sigma? No. This is definitely not Radical 6. She chose betrayed, therefore she wants to escape. It seemed to be where you and I did not surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it?
Oh, don't talk to us like that, Alice.
Coward.
Me, a coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked Betray. Why even here?
Well, you gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyouji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyouji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we got into the AB room?
Yes. Right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
Well, what if we chose Ally instead, Alice? You do realize that if you chose Betray, then Sigma would have died right there. You're full of shit. Self-defense, my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
If you were trying to do that, then you would have killed Sigma. Are you serious? You would have killed me! Look, I only have one BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape. Or you're... Please tell me that you didn't even think about it. That you were only thinking of self-defense. You didn't actually think of actually killing Sigma so that you could escape, right, Alice? I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to give you a chance over here. Don't make us believe that you are that much of a cold-hearted person.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray.
How? How are you so sure that you were gonna choose betray, hmm?
There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth.
Is it?
Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
This isn't about the other people, it's about you, Alice. Don't try to change the subject. Fine deal.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Phi would have killed Tenmyouji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
That is true. He would have been the safest bet, but still, you're changing the subject here, Alice.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another.
That is indeed true. I guess nobody trusted... I guess none of them trusted each other. Even in this.
Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word. All across the roster. Betray. What a cruel game this is. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You probably already all figured this out, but we cannot keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution.
I wouldn't say that you have that much of a delicate constitution, but whatever. You do you, Dio.
Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
At 2, Phi? At 2?
Yeah, sorry.
That's alright. I guess I can understand your situation a lot more than the others, even though it was a bit of a bet, not gonna lie. You did choose betray to protect yourself. Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away. Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. Well, that was an interesting one. Don't you agree, Luna?
Everyone's gone.
And you're the one who practically wanted to choose ally here. Again, I apologize, Luna. You are going to leave too?
No.
Are you sure? I mean, I chose betray after all.
I know. But I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something.
Well, I guess that's nice, Luna. Thank you.
Right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Oh god. I dread the day that I'm gonna feel obligated to betray Luna. I hope that day won't come. Oh no, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open.
Yeah, I get it. As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet? Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pair. What about you?
I'm a magenta pair.
Alrighty then. I don't know what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
I got about 1 hour and 21 minutes. 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. That is a lot of time. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah. Physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Yeah. But we already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. And that seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
I mean, we already have Zero as our enemy, but apparently the other people don't really give a shit about having Zero as their enemy. About some of these people. They just want to escape this place.
Yes, a common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excelsior. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
Nope. Clues, huh? Yeah, that's right. We do have this memory card with us. The memory card. I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out to her.
What's this?
I'll tell you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on it, though. I couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh. I guess we can't really use it then. Oh. Wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something. Yes, I remember. The infirmary.
Yep. Good thinking there, Luna.
I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes! I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Luna and I exploded into infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenmyouji. Quark was there as well, of course. But he was just as we left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
Don't mind us. I opened my mouth to retort, and then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb, and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the letter.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Go ahead.
Right. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit the memory card. Alright, well, let's see what's inside this bad boy. Ooh, what is this? Huh. A bunch of random letters here.
6 rows, 22 letters each.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
And they repeat each other. The first line, the first row repeats with the third and fifth. The second, fourth, and sixth are the same.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat. Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or something?
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there? No, it doesn't look like it.
I am trying to figure this out while people are talking here. So all we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
What are the Myrmidons?
Myrmidons? Oh boy, another faction over here that we have to worry about?
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb? It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
If that is the case, then... yeah, I changed my mind. Maybe the person that set the bomb did have this memory card with them as well. It wasn't from Zero Senior. It was from the one that set the bomb. But why leave it there to begin with? I got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
What?
How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, It would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See,
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? What do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just, what the hell kind of a job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do.
Sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
So one of the people here would be the ones that set the bomb. What would that change if you started to explain? That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she leapt up and ran out of the room. Alice? Hey, wait! Alice! You're such a difficult woman, I swear. I took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
I guess we just wanted to hear it from you, Alice. Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate runs. That means I spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
She's spun around to hide it, but I got a blush of red on her cheeks. Oh, this is an interesting situation we have here. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. Come on, Alice, just try to work with us. We mean no harm. I'm just trying to make us... I'm just trying to... I stayed silent. I sat down on the bench. I gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
You mean in the AB game?
Yes.
Well, to put it simply, no. I don't hate you, Alice. Not at all. You had your reasons for this.
I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
So I guess so, you really wanted to escape this. But you do have to take into consideration that Clover was here as well. Would you really wanted to escape without her? What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying. And everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical 6, though.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared.
So you truly didn't think that you were gonna kill Sigma. You really wanted to escape this. You didn't think rationally there.
See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it!
What? Do what?
Kill me! Get it over with!
No, we won't do that. What the hell else? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying!
No, we're not.
I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one is killing anyone. It's in the past right now. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. And then another. And another. Leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. I knew that you were a good person, Alice. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this?
'Cause I really wanted to believe in you.
You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
And that's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons? Does it have to do with this Nonary game? Is this why you came to this Nonary game? Could it be that it wasn't that you got kidnapped out of the blue? You had a mission here.
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
We promise. Come on.
If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself, and about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Deal. Sure. My lips are sealed, Alice.
Really?
Yep. You can count on us. No crying. I don't remember any crying at all.
Good. All right then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation, and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist, and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both of my parents had used English or Army from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to the life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. And that was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man. And when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it until then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her, as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away and in every line of her face, I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I miss my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate, and sometimes deal with, terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it.